What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Guitar Corner. I'm your host, Gooding. We are in the lounge today. Up in the lounge, sucker. L-I-R. I take the L-I-R-R. Billy Joel, that's a sad one. Name that show in the comments. That's one of the greatest shows ever. So I'll show you the lounge real quick. Got some print trays with the trinkets from the road, some of the postcards and different things I picked up. Of course, that's Better Off Dead on the telly because that's a Christmas movie, ladies and gentlemen. Got some of the old, got a rack full of stuff to play. The old CDs and cassettes and vinyl and 8-track and crazy stuff. This is sort of the kind of chill out before you go in the studio area. Anyway, here's what I want to do today. I posted on Facebook an old guitar magazine. I was at Guitar for the Praxi Musician. Big up to John Sticks. And I got some really cool, amazing comments. I got to write everybody back on that. And it just reminded me of some people in Wichita that sure took good care of me, man. One of my first guitar teachers, Ray Berry, Steve Falke running Cornerstone Studios, Larry Funk, who used to run Miller Studios back in the day. Man, just some Greg Avery, who also worked at Cornerstone, who did my second little cassette back in the day. Just incredible people. And it got me thinking about some of the opportunities I had back then, frankly, that I probably wasted. Some from a lack of confidence, some from I wasn't out of my shell. I'm obviously out of my shell now, but I was 3 feet tall till I was about 16 years old, getting my butt kicked after school. I was pretty, I was just kind of, I wasn't saying Moneyball, he lacks confidence. I don't know, I was very, I was pretty introspective and like, I don't know, if you believe in horoscope stuff, I always say I don't believe it at all, and then you read the horoscope, you're like, yeah, that's me. I either wanted to completely be around people or I wanted to totally hide. So I got all these letters from people that when I was in this magazine, these other guitar players from around the country, and I look back on it now, I still have some of them. They were these beautiful, amazing, cool letters. And I took all those incredible compliments, but I didn't write any of these people back, which I realized I just did when I got off the road here. I was out, 5 weeks, and I still got a Lost Guitar Corner coming. My tour manager's editing it. We do have one from the road. But I do this sometimes. I just hide from social media for a couple of weeks. And, it's funny. I kind of wasted an opportunity there because if I would have, this is back in the day when there was the letters, everything was handwritten. If I would have wrote everybody back, I can't imagine some of the friends I'd probably have to this day from those conversations. Because a lot of the people that have helped me the most now are people that I've, obviously grew up with, stayed in touch with over the years. That's how it works. But anyway, it's got me thinking about ego, and which really usually comes from fear. So I'm going to play a little music first, and then I'm going to have a little discussion about that. But anyway, big up to Jeff Anderson, reminding me about this song off my last record, The New Dark. I'm going to play the changes. We'll just do some guitar stuff from it. We're going to go G minor, A major, F major a couple times, and then the turnaround, A flat major, D major. And so whereas this whole time we're in G minor, once you hit that turnaround, A flat to D, you got to get into C minor and then modulate back to the turnaround, which I'm going harmonic minor, G. I'll do one of the modes, I promise. There's a lot of people out there that have done great ones. I try to just chat with y'all and kind of tell you some road stories and do things off the cuff, but I know there's probably some theory things we should cover, so I'll get into the modes soon. But yeah, check this out. I'll make a little loop here. One more time around. G minor, B flat, F. And here's the turnaround. 2 times on A flat, D suspended major, 3, 4, loop. That's a rough start to that loop, isn't it? Almost. Ooh, I missed it. I'll shut it down. Folks, thank you for checking this out today. We had a couple of we went off the path a couple times there, but in general, yeah, modulating between G Aeolian and then moving over that C minor when we hit that turnaround. That would have been like Phrygian. So for us guitar nerds, y'all know what I'm talking about. For anybody, even on keys or any other instrument, it's all about just trying to connect things. The theory is only important if we make it sing, if we connect it in a way where people feel where we're taking the listener. So yeah, God, I love being back on the Chets, man. This is Chet Atkins SST. I used to buy these things. They were Jim. I told you before. Jim Wilcox found my other one, my main one. You keep two of them so I can have them in different tunings live. But after my original ones got stolen, I had a blonde one and a little black one. It was Angel and Devil. Jim helped me replace the one, and then I grabbed this one used in Boulder, Colorado for like $600 back in the day. These things are like $2,000-$3,000 now. They're cost prohibitive for most of us, but really good guitars. I wish they still made them. They sound really cool, and they're kind of you almost get the you get the pick sound of an electric, but you get all the acoustic fullness, and it's they're really, really cool, man. Chet Atkins, I love it. So yeah, I want to talk about, I think I'll probably call this Ego Destroys Progress. You know, everything is getting out of our own way. I think it's getting to know ourselves. It's getting to figure out who we are and what we want to lean into. I've said this in several of these, not chasing. Man, I've done that. Great quote. I don't remember who said it, but if you're trying to be anybody but yourself, you are going to wear yourself out. And that was a lesson that was very hard fought for me. It took a long time to learn. But one of the things is, you know, it's not just getting out of your own way. It's realizing how lucky we are to do this. Like, again, for those of you that are hobbyists or trying to make a living at music, there's a beauty to that, because you don't have the thing you got to worry about commerce right in there with your art. Or if you don't want to be all highfalutin about it and call it art, if it's just something you enjoy doing that loosens you up, you like to play, you like to, play some covers, strum around. If you're getting joy from it, and that's what music was for in the first place. The only reason it got marketed and monetized and everything else is because it was beautiful enough that somebody could sell it to somebody else. So I think the trick for all of us out here is that while we're doing the thing that we love, but the thing we love is supposed to pay the rent, that we don't get all the business ahead of the music, and that we don't get the whole, I gotta be famous, I gotta do this, I gotta do all these things that the listener really doesn't care about. The listener is moved by, they don't care about our victimhood, they don't care about our judgment of things we think are too poppy. I'm getting ready to watch that Kenny G thing on HBO. I read a little press thing on it, and it was talking about how all the like pure jazz cats hate Kenny G, and we've all made fun of Kenny G But it's like, look, if that truly makes somebody happy, you know, there's not enough happiness in the world, man. If people feel peaceful listening to something, who cares? You know, I mean, for me, I listen to minor keys all the time. As you can probably tell by most of these guitar corners, I like to listen to things that are really, a lot of people are like, me, listen to such sad stuff. I'm like, it's not sad to me. It's cathartic. I think it's beautiful. I listen to, a lot of things that are kind of dark and moody and movie soundtracks. And to me, none of that's sad. I put that stuff on a loop. But, again, I always say, as long as it's not illegal, unethical, or immoral, as long as you're not hurting anybody, then there's just nothing wrong with it. But it's funny, we get into this place. I do it sometimes even in music. I'm like, oh, I got too many songs that are in minor keys, or I got too many songs that are slow, or I got too many. It's like, Erin always reminds me of this. She's like, first of all, half you things you think are ballads are actually mid-tempos. But nobody cares anymore. What's a single mean anyway? If something's big on Spotify, then it's a single. If somebody listens to something, it's a single. If something licenses in a film or TV show and I actually get some mailbox money for it, some slipper checks, put your slippers on, go out and get the check. If I'm in a place where something is actually, feeding the family a little bit, that's a hit to me. So I just got to remember the joy of it. And the reason I brought up being that guitar magazine is I can't believe I didn't write all those people back. I found these letters, and that's why I really wanted to call out some of the Wichita folks today that helped me, because, man, if we forget to be grateful, if we forget how lucky we are to get to play music, then there's no reason we should get to play music, frankly. There's a lot of people doing a lot harder jobs than this, and there's a lot of people in the world that even if this is just your hobby, they'd kill to just be able to buy a guitar. I spent a couple weeks in Kenya and Tanzania in like 2002, and it was funny, man. There was this kid, and he had spent the whole day crafting a pick out of an old piece of, it was just some kind of like plastic, like, I got a folder here, this would be a good example, where he just was basically cut it out and sanded it. I mean, didn't have access to a guitar pick, but somebody had a stringed instrument, and he spent the day making a pick. I mean, hell, half the world spent half their day to go get water and get it back to the village. Like, I know I sound like I'm on a rant here as always, but we just got to remember how lucky we are. I forget, and when I forget, my mood gets sour. I'm not grateful. Probably pissy to my wife. These are not good things. So just looking back, first of all, thanks again, those of you that kind of saw that little post on Facebook and wrote so many great things. I am going to write you back, and I really wish if I had it to do over again that I would have realized how lucky I was back when I got in that magazine. I think my confidence was so low, I didn't interact with a lot of people. And obviously I've broken out of that shell, but it took a long time. So, all right, 2 things I want to mention on the way out, 2 things I am in love with that I want to share with you. First of all, Taylor Sheridan, my favorite freaking screenwriter. He's doing TV shows now, but he did 3 movies, Sicario, Wind River. It's like a trilogy of neo-westerns. And the other one was Hell or High Water, which is hanging on my door over there next to John Cusack's face on the television. That movie's incredible. But Taylor Sheridan's doing TV now. Mayor of Kingstown just came out. I was just binge watching it with Rakai. It's freaking awesome. I can't wait till next week when he goes and takes down the hockey team and brings his Irish buddies with the lead pipes. Anyway, that's pretty inside ball. But he's also done Yellowstone is really cool. Apparently there's a prequel to that called 1883. So let me know if you're a fan of Taylor Sheridan. I think he's just absolutely awesome. And lastly, Priest is healed up, man. Judas Priest back on the road, and they're actually out with Queensryche. I called my man Billy Driver. I was like, hey, man, I'm going to be down there during South by Southwest. The band's playing here in a couple months down there. And I said, let's go see Priest and Queensryche. But he's too busy Austin City Limits and taping and being awesome and running everything he's doing. But you remember the reason this series got started is I found all my old guitar magazines. Like, I want to nerd out with you beautiful people. I found my Queensryche issues, people. So show and tell today is Scott Rockefield in the studio back in the day. I got a bunch of these from Guitar for the Practicing Musician and Guitar Player with those guys. I am the biggest Queensryche fan ever. I stalked them like people stalked the Grateful Dead when they were doing Operation Mindcrime. And I guess Jeff Tate's not with them. So that broke my heart. It would be tough. I'm sure the new cat is incredible, but it'd be tough not seeing Jeff sing with them. But yeah, that's like a double bill of my dreams. Unfortunately, I am actually on the road the whole time they're touring, and that was the only date that's going to work. So if anybody out there gets to see Priest and Queensryche, let me know. I bet it's going to be a groundbreaking, spiritual, mind expanding experience. Yeah, for all you metalheads, man, that's a cool bill. Anyway, okay, well, I love y'all. I'm sorry I took a little break when I got off the road. I've been working on some stuff. Obviously, that's why I'm not in the normal room. It's amps everywhere, back in the studio. Had the band here. We've been doing some live streams for Funding the Future. The whole board of Funding the Future came to Nashville. We had a great show at Cabana Taps. But I took a little time off there. I'm back with you. And lastly, I will find my tour manager, Tyler Colosso Casso, has some footage from the road. I did a little quick rig rundown out there, and he's going to edit that together, and I'll get that to you here soon. But please subscribe, like, tell any guitar playing friends. I want to keep this thing rolling. Yeah, thank you for being here today. See you soon.